All right, perfect.
I'll be right back.
Sure. Is that the new laptop, Bill?
Well, I've had it
For a couple months now.
well, more than that.
Really?
You just learned how
I
to use it.
don't see an apple on the lid.
Mine doesn't have the funniest thing.
I finally got into this sidekick. Because I was going over to Lake Chelan, if I have to send out some paperwork or emails.
Yeah.
I do just want to
Trying to
ask
figure
you
out how to
one
do that.
Google Maps.
Yeah, but not wait.
Google Maps. You don't have to do it.
No, I've had it for a while, but it's Windows 10, and when Windows 10 came on, then I lost my group, my mailing group. My mailing groups weren't there. And now I
Yeah,
have
it took some adjust.
mailing groups. So when I send out an email, I just put them all in the blind copy.
I heard that Apple's coming out with a new phone out, the 7 something.
Yeah. So every year, which I don't know, some people are saying that phone companies should stop doing an every year cycle. But yeah, it's this September. September has traditionally been for the last several years, the end of September. They have released the new iPhone preloaded with the newest operating system. And it's usually 1 week before that the new operating system gets released to everybody. So the iPhone will come out like the last Thursday of September. Yeah, it'll be the 7. Because mine is the 6, Sandy has the 6S, and so the newest one would be the 7.
So it automatically updates your.
It doesn't automatically.
Or you have to, it will tell you that it's there.
It'll tell you that Windows, oh my goodness. iOS 10 is available.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's always good to wait a day or two after it comes out because everyone wants to download it on day one. And so their servers get bogged down and you may get a failed update.
Get partway through or something.
Yeah, or it may just say cannot download it, error, cannot download right now. So if you wait a day or two after it comes out, then you'll probably have no problems downloading
But like my phone should be able to handle it, right?
it. Will tell you if it,
Oh.
well, let me asterisk that. Apple will release an official statement of what phones are available, and if your phone is officially available, then you will get the notification that you can update your phone. However, in the past, people have discovered that even though Apple officially says your phone is eligible for the operating system, sometimes it, just like old computers get old, when you install a new operating system or new software, same thing with your phones, because it's a computer. So that's another good reason to wait a couple days is to see what people say. So like Sandy's phone will be fine because hers came out 9 months ago. My phone will probably be fine because it came out a year and 9 months ago. But if yours is like the 5,
It's a 6.
if it's the 6, then it's fine because that's what mine is. 7's the one that will be coming out.
Oh.
So yeah, if you go to, I don't know if it actually tells you. Do you have the Touch ID? You can unlock it with your fingerprint.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you've got the 6.
Okay.
So yours will be fine. It'll run the operating system just fine. So yes, the rumor is that the 7, well, traditionally, last several years, the last week of September, the new iPhone comes out, and it's typically the Tuesday before that the new operating system comes out. So whatever like the 3rd week of September is, will probably be the 3rd Tuesday. Will probably be the new operating system for that. And then yes, the iPhone 7, there's some mixed, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be better. It's always going to be better. It's probably going to have a faster processor in it, which means it'll do things a lot better. The camera looks like the lens is a lot bigger, so it may be that the camera is going to get a decent upgrade. But there's also some people saying that if you're not one that's going to upgrade all the time, to actually wait until another year, because next September, a year from 17, will be the 10th anniversary
Big.
of when the iPhone came out. So the rumor is that the next big iPhone will be then, that they're saving all of the major features and everything. If they redesign the phone, the physical design of the phone and all of those things, that's going to come out with the iPhone 7S, or maybe they'll skip the S and go straight to 8 because been 10 years. But there are rumors, leaked photos. And if you've taken off your case and you see that light band on the back of your phone, that's the antenna. The antenna is supposed to go around the side now. Bigger camera lens is what I've seen. Thinner. They always try to make it thinner every year. So, and supposedly the sizes are going to change again. So this last year it was 16, 64, and 128. I think it's now going to be 32, 128, and 256.
Wow.
Yeah. So we won't know until when they announce it officially, just before it comes out. But those are the rumors that are going around right now. And another thing that I don't know if it's going to come out this year or in 2017, but they're looking at getting rid of the headphone jack because it takes up so much space internally, and coming out with headphones that plug into the power plug.
Oh, that makes sense.
Which, yeah, and I don't know how many people actually plug their phone in and listen to headphones at the same time. So that would be one downside. But a lot of people are switching over to Bluetooth instead of wired. So you can either use the ones that, because they always come with headphones whenever you buy your iPhone. So you can use the lightning jack ones, or you can buy a pair of Bluetooth ones, and then you're completely cordless. So that's another rumor. So Bob, the big thing I think that you missed is there's a lot of rumors going around because actually 2017 is the 10-year anniversary for the iPhone. So people are predicting that if you're not an annual upgrade person, that it'd be better to wait another year, because everyone is predicting that Apple's going to pull out all the stops for a 10-year anniversary iPhone that will have all the major design and
All the new bells and
yep,
whistles.
everything.
It'll be able to steer my car
That's right.
and get all the
Cut your hair and
up my hair. So you're thinking that whatever I do, I gotta wait another year. So.
If you want to.
Well, this one works fine. The battery just seems to be going down a lot faster. Does
Yeah.
it get old?
If they get older, the battery won't hold as much of a charge. It'll always say 100% because it's 100% of it's capable of holding.
I think it's probably just a voltmeter or something. And I think that's probably how it measures the percentage.
Yeah. I mean, you can always, if you want to get a new phone, you can, and if you don't want to get a bigger phone, back in February, they came out with the iPhone SE, which is that size.
This is a nice size. It
That's not
still
an
fits in
iPhone.
a shirt pocket. It's not an iPhone, that's an Android.
Right. But I think it's about the same size as this one.
Yeah, that's an Apple.
Yeah. And this is their mid-size. So they've got the SE, which is the old 4-inch phone. Then they've got The newest would be the 6S, which is that one. And then they've got the 6S Plus, which is big.
And what does the 6S Plus do?
So I may keep adding. The three things that came to my mind. It's a bigger screen, so it's even bigger than mine and Sandy's. It's a 5.2-inch phone instead of, this is a 4.7. So it's half an inch bigger. Maybe it's a 5.7. I don't know. I don't really pay much attention to that. The other thing is your iPhone on the home screen is only ever vertical. It's never horizontal. The Plus, if you tip it, the whole home screen and everything rotates like on an iPad. So with an iPad, if you rotate the screen, everything switches on the home screen. So it'll do that on the 6 Plus, the Plus size. And then the third thing is the 6 Plus and the 6, or the 6S Plus and the 6 Plus, have image stabilization for your camera. So if you're walking, for videos, if you're walking and taking videos, or if you're riding in a car or something moving, it stabilizes the image so it looks like you're not moving, like you're standing still. So it'll get rid of not all the shake, but a lot of the shake. So if there's just a little shake, then it'll get rid of it. So I have tremors, so even just standing still, my hand will shake a little bit. Because I'm trying to hold it still, and that's, it's that concentration.
Yep.
The times where you're trying to hold things and
Yeah.
do things steady is the time that thing kicks in. So anyway, so it would hold that. It would get rid of all of that and things like that. So those are the three things that come to mind right away: the bigger screen, the rotation, and the image stabilization for videos.
You can lock the rotation, though, can't you?
Yeah. Yep. There's if you swipe up from the bottom of your phone on an iPhone, there's that little rotating symbol with a lock on it. Yeah, and you can do it for the iPad too.
And the Android is scrollable.
Yeah, it's from the top. Yeah, you swipe from the top, and yep. iPhone's from the bottom, Android's from the top, and it's got, you can turn on airplane mode and all those different kinds of things. Turn on or off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and the like. Yep. Other questions?
Karina has
I had a message that my storage is
Storage.
getting
Your
full.
iCloud or your regular storage?
Not the iCloud, but the regular storage on my phone. I
Mhm.
don't know where to go
and
to
she's got
dump it.
four
Or
gigs
to
in
get-
photos.
Get some space.
Gotcha. So if you go into settings,
Okay.
let me see if I can pull it up on my phone on the screen.
Do iPhones have cache like Android?
No, a little bit.
Go
Yeah.
down the settings.
Settings, general. Storage and iCloud usage. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Mhm.
8 or so down. And it'll say used and available.
Mhm.
What does it say?
It says 11.1 gigabytes used and 467 megabytes
Yeah.
available.
So then there's the manage storage button.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it's going to take a minute, but it will populate a list.
Mhm.
And there's a good chance that your like mine is big right now. I'm not sure why. But your messages are probably pretty huge.
Messages. Oh, because I don't delete those often.
Yep.
So
So this will
Click on
show
it.
you by the biggest storage hog to the least is how it populates that list.
Is that on the Apple also?
This is the Apple.
So where do I
Yep.
find
So
it?
you go to settings,
so Safari is really high.
general,
General?
Should be about 6 or 7 down. And then another 6 or 7 down is iCloud or storage and iCloud usage.
So on mine, I get the storage and USB, then when I go to internal storage,
Yeah.
and then work from there. So apps, videos, other.
Yeah, and it should tell you how much is being used in each one.
So can you tell me what's being used? I've got to use 7 gig.
Used 7, available 5 gigs.
What is, can I delete it?
So then you go to manage storage, and then it's going to populate a list of
You
what.
don't want it.
I think that's a hog.
So now you would click on those.
What's your?
Okay.
Click on
Wow,
apps.
it
and
is.
it would-
She's got, yeah, I think that garage band is.
So now it's showing you. Except it's not showing you by usage.
Used.
Oh no, there it goes.
Cutting it.
There we go.
So then if I've
There
got
we
some pictures, can I send my pictures to the cloud or do they?
Yeah, you can send it to the cloud. You can plug your phone into your computer and manually drag them onto your computer and then take them off of your phone.
Okay.
So that'll save space. Pictures and videos, yeah, like when we were on vacation in Florida, Disney lets not everything, but some of the shows that they do, like we went and saw the Beauty and the Beast live on stage and Nemo the musical and things like that, and they let you videotape those now. And so I videotaped them, and they're like half-hour shows on my iPhone, and so that's I don't know how much they are, but it's a lot of space that it's taking up on my phone now.
Mhm.
What in the world is that?
GarageBand is a music app made by Apple, so it probably came preloaded. So if you don't ever use it and you don't want it, click on it right there,
Okay.
and then delete.
Oh,
And it'll
okay.
just delete it
Wasn't
wherever
that-
it is.
1.1 back.
Does it
Yeah.
actually delete the app or does it just delete
Wow.
what was in the app?
It depends on what, like if you're clearing out Safari,
Yeah.
it'll just clear Safari, what's causing all the space to be used.
Searches.
Hers, she actually clicked the delete app button, but you can't delete Safari because it's pre-built into your
Okay,
phone.
okay.
And messages, like if you clear out your messages, it'll clear them out, but it won't actually erase the messaging app.
What about Google when it says delete app?
That would delete the app off of your phone.
But is there any way of
Boy.
just deleting what's in it?
That's mostly, those individual apps is telling you how much the app takes on your phone. It's not actually,
Oh, it's not what's.
it's not like,
The biggest item here is mail. I've got 914
Mhm.
megabytes. That's
Right.
because I've got all the emails in
I
there.
don't
Yep,
have iPhone,
yep.
I don't have.
yeah, and if there's any attachments on them, the attachments are stored on your phone
So
in the
to
mail
clean that
app.
up, I'd have to go through individually.
And delete those emails, yeah.
So what's audio? I got 156 KB on audio.
KB is absolutely tiny.
Oh, okay. I thought because it was 156.
Yeah,
Alright. So
no.
The biggest one
So,
is this one.
so kilobytes
Okay,
go to megabytes,
okay,
megabytes go to gigabytes.
okay.
And you need 1,000 of each to go to the next level. So 1,000 kilobytes will be 1 meg. 1,000 megs is 1 gig. So 156 kilobytes of audio is, you might have recorded something at some point using the
So
um,
I need to do that.
audio recording app on your phone.
Okay.
Since my mail and my photographs are linked via the cloud, if I go through and delete photographs or emails on this, it will automatically do it. on-
If they're synced across, yes. Yep.
Well, yep,
Yeah, and between
okay.
the Hawaii mission trip and our Florida vacation,
Oh, God.
my iCloud storage is pretty much full because it took this. We decided not to bring a good camera to Hawaii because we were moving so much. It just didn't make sense. So we used our iPhone. So I have tons of pictures and videos on my iPhone from the mission trip too that I haven't
What type of changes?
dumped yet onto my computer.
Hang on a second.
Those ads of people taking photos with their iPhones on television are interesting. You seen those?
No.
Yeah. They're advertising by just showing photos, movies people have taken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't seem to have deleted it. I don't know.
Deleted
The
what?
Safari data. Mhm.
I think one other way to do that. Let me check real quick. So yeah, one way to help that, Drina, is to actually go into Safari, the app. It's a little compass.
Okay.
Is that the one that you use when you use the
No, I
internet?
usually go use Google. That's why I'm.
Okay, but it is Safari that said is taking up all that space. Yeah. Okay, so you've got Safari open.
Well, it's working, searching.
So on the bottom of, if you look up here, this little book page thing,
Uh-huh.
if you click on that,
Mhm.
there should be a history.
Reading list.
Okay, so then you click on the reading page again. Is it on that first tab?
Okay,
Now go to history.
history.
And then click clear on the bottom. On the bottom it says clear.
Mhm.
And then click all time or whatever.
All the time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then try going back to your settings. So if you double click that button, let's see if it cleared out.
Now it says 3 megabytes. So yeah,
And what was it before?
I think it was kilobytes or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So that'll help clear it out. Yeah, if you've never cleared out your search history, then it's got everything you searched for since the first time you ever got your phone. And you can do that on your phone too. There should be to be able to clear your history out. If it's taking up space, you would go to use that much. Yeah. So you click on those 3 dots
Okay,
and then history.
history.
And then,
They're browsing.
there you go. Yep.
Interesting.
And then click clear data.
Oh, whoa.
And that'll clear it out. And it's always good to do that about once a month anyway, because if anyone ever through the internet is able to access that, then they can access some of your, if you've ever entered personal data, it's not a good chance, but there's a slim chance that
Another
they might.
one for Androids is the cache data too.
Yeah.
I delete that out.
You have to do it for each one.
No.
It's not clearing. It clears one. It's cleared. And
Which-
then I hit this. This is clear. It goes back to clear
You
browser.
might check. the
No,
cache
it's
data
just
too.
that option is always there.
Oh, but it cleared out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it cleared it.
Okay.
Here's an interesting
So then you
one.
just go back.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
I went to background app refreshments. It says
That sounds good.
refresh. Allow apps to refresh their content when on Wi-Fi or cellular in the background. Turning off apps may help preserve battery life.
Yes, so I think I turned that off. Yes. So background app refresh. So what that does is if you've got apps, if you double click that home button, you can see all the apps that are open on your phone, but you're not actually using them at that time. If they're open like that, they're still running in the background. Android phones do that too.
That's what we're
So if you have, for example, the news app or excuse me, a weather app open, it will constantly find the latest news or the latest weather so that as soon as you open it again, it'll tell you, instead of waiting the 10, 15 seconds it takes to load that, you can instantly know what the weather is right now or the newest update on Hillary
Since I've got a
Clinton and
battery
Donald
storage
Trump.
problem, turn most of them off.
Yeah.
Or you can turn the whole thing off and then it just won't update anything in the background. There should be an option at the top to just
Or if you're
not use that
traveling and-
feature.
I could turn them all off.
If you're traveling, and you're not using Wi-Fi, turn off your Wi-Fi. Because otherwise they keep searching for a Wi-Fi. Every time you go by a McDonald's, it'll pick it up and it's just taking battery life out. But you gotta remember to turn it back on when you get
Yep.
home.
You gotta remember to turn it back on. Yeah, there's the challenge.
Yep. Yeah, and just having them open, even if background refresh isn't on, will still eat up, not a lot, but it'll still drain your battery faster than if you don't have anything open.
Susan, one thing to check would be your cache data too. Sometimes that's keeping, well, it'll accumulate in a cache. It's kind of like a bucket.
Okay,
And you may have a lot in there and you just clean it out. It's kind of
cache?
Cache.
Under
It's down a little
settings?
bit lower if you're under your storage. Are you looking in storage
Are we under
Settings.
settings?
for your device?
storage, okay, yeah,
Under more, you're under more, and then storage.
yeah, storage and USB I've got.
Right. If you go scroll down, it may show, it'll be brown probably, and yet you have a color band up there on top.
Nope, just says device storage, Android OS, internal storage.
Probably.
Yeah, it would be your internal
But you probably
storage.
have applications and you have pictures and,
Yeah.
okay, as you scroll on down, you'll see
Cache.
cached data.
Okay, gotcha.
How much is in there?
3.49 GB.
Gigabytes.
Yeah.
So that's
See,
a lot.
Yeah, so if you
Just
just,
clear that.
you clear it, then it doesn't affect anything. It just slows down when you research for something.
Yeah.
Cache data is if you could keep going back looking for something.
It's like, so
Restarts it.
yeah, cookies on the internet, the whole point of cookies is that you have cookies stored on your computer so that when you revisit a website,
It remembers you were there before.
yeah, I was trying to think of a website. I don't know. ToysRUs.com. So the first time you ever visit ToysRUs.com, because I know all of you go there all the time, it has to load every single thing of that page for the first time. Every single picture, every single link, everything. And so it takes longer. So then that website puts cookies on your computer.
Yeah.
And so then the next time you go to ToysRUs.com, it loads lightning fast
Okay.
because the majority of the website doesn't change. And so the majority of that information is already loaded on your computer. So phones will do that too. Just like when you install an update from Microsoft for your operating system, same thing with Macs. It will store some of that data. For whatever reason, it's supposed to purge it, but it doesn't always do that. My old laptop, which Daniel and Sandy got to experience,
Yes.
I'm sorry, for a while. When I had it in seminary, it had 8 gigs of, it didn't call it cached, but it was basically all of this data from all of the updates it had ever received from Microsoft Office to Microsoft Windows to Java, all of those things. It was 8 gigs of data, and my computer was only 60 gigs at the time. So 8 gigs is a ton of storage on a device. Which is why Apple has a feature now for its messaging program, because you send pictures, you send videos, and they take up a lot of space. So you can set auto delete after 30 days. And I turned it on because I figure after 30 days, if I haven't downloaded the picture or video, then I probably am not going to look at it again.
So I can get to that, but I can't get, I have the cache right here. And I hit okay, clear, and it doesn't do a thing.
Let's see wait for it to finish calculating. So you're at, so it can't go below for whatever reason, because that's what it said just before you clicked it again.
Uh-huh.
2.27 megabytes, which isn't much,
Okay.
not compared to the almost 4 gigs.
Mine
So that was
you know,
4,000
Okay.
megabytes.
All right.
So it's probably, your phone is always doing something, just like a computer's always doing something. So it must need that 3 megabytes worth, 2.25, to be doing what it has to do as a computer. So I wouldn't worry about it.
the apps she's running. If
Yes.
you go in and
Yep.
take a look at the apps you're running,
Right.
it'll list everything that's going on in the background.
Yep.
And
You can do that like with a Windows computer. If you do Control Alt Delete, and then you click on what is that option?
some of those programs, what I do, I move them over into my SD card. See, we have SD
Yep.
cards.
Yeah.
And you can move some of those programs that you don't use very often, put it in the SD card. It takes longer to.
Or that's where you can put your pictures if you're
Yeah.
running out of storage too. Is put your, that way they're still on your phone, but they're on the SD card instead of your internal
It takes
storage.
a little bit longer to retrieve them.
Yeah. But with pictures, you may not be using them as often as, but yeah, same thing. And actually the new iOS, not iOS 10. So they're renaming for a laptop and a desktop for a Mac. They're renaming it from OS 10 to Mac OS because it's iOS and Watch OS. And so now they want to have the family of operating systems look the same. So it's now Mac OS when that comes out. They're actually gonna do that. They've done it with, and tvOS. They've done that with the TV because it's such a small storage space that if you stop using an app on your tvOS, it will send it to the cloud. And then if you use it again, it'll start downloading it as soon as you say, I want to retrieve that. They're going to start doing that with the laptops too.
I'm just, for the first time, kind of looking at the general settings.
Yep.
And I see Siri, there's one that says, hey Siri.
Yes.
I don't have to do anything except say that, I guess.
With your phone and my phone, though, it has to be plugged in, I believe. Sandy doesn't have to do that because she's got the newest one.
When connected to power.
Yes.
Oh.
So if you're in your car, I usually have my phone plugged into the power outlet in my car. So I can do it in the car. So I can say, hey Siri, and then she'll make that beeping sound at me. And then I'll say, text Becca, or I say wife because that's her nickname.
So
I'll
I
say
don't have
text
to-
wife.
I don't have to pick the phone up. I just have to say, hey Siri.
Hey Siri, as long as it's plugged in. Yep.
Now, that's
But Sandy, and if you turn the Hey Siri on, you're going to go through a series of, she wants to learn your voice. So she'll have you say certain phrases multiple times to learn your voice so that supposedly she only responds to you when you say, hey Siri. One of the podcasts that I haven't listened to in a while, but I used to listen to regularly. They always turn for Android, you can say, okay, Google. And so they learn to immediately turn those off because they're all sitting there in the podcast and they're talking about Google and Siri and all these things and they keep popping up. So you got to be careful about that too.
I'm now looking under Siri Spotlight search. Siri can
Yes.
suggest apps, people, locations.
Yeah. So,
They're all turned on, like Alaska.
yeah.
All of my apps are turned on.
Yeah. So if you, so Spotlight search is the ability for your phone to search anything on your phone. So if you have like 500 apps on your phone, which some people do, obviously you don't have time to go searching through the 50 pages that it would take to find the right app. So you can swipe down from the top of the home screen. You just, anywhere on the page, you just swipe and this little thing pops up and it's a search. And so you can search your phone. And then Siri app suggestions has those apps suggested because those are the ones that I've most frequently used.
He's a
That's
Pokemon
right.
Go. Wow.
That's right.
I don't know what it is, but,
Now that
You don't know what it is.
well, I know I've heard so much about it, but yeah,
We are at the church. So this is the church right here. The church is a
Yes, I
gym.
wanna see how it is.
that's the
My
physical side,
grandkids
yeah.
are doing this at your place, Bob.
So the church is a gym,
Oh, okay.
which is where you go and you. So it's blue right now. I'm blue also, but the gym is actually not. Anyway,
Oh, this is.
this is way too.
Pokemon. This is what the kids
The
are
church is a
playing.
gym. A gym is where you battle. If you have one of your Pokemon in a gym, every 21 hours, I don't know why they picked that number, but every 21 hours you can collect a reward. So it's good to be in a gym. And then across the street, if you see this little, the smaller icon, blue little thing in the background, right there, that is a stop. And so do you see my little guy like radiating a ping every so often?
Yeah.
That is the radius in which I can find things. So I have to get within that ping to be able to fight in this gym, or I have to be in the radius of this blue thing over here, which is the LDS church across the street. And Pokestops. So then you spin this, and I can't right now because it's too far away. It's not in my radius. I spin that, and it will give me items, because you need items to do the things that you want to do in the game. So then you walk around, and in real time,
That's why people are walking out.
that's why
little
people are
streets
walking
and-
around in the middle of the street with their phone like this, like this thing right here. Apparently is super close and is a really good Pokemon.
And he's off.
And I'm sitting here in class not chasing it right now. What the heck?
Is it a physical thing that's out there? I don't understand.
No, so it is part of technology. The technological world right now is really heavily investing in virtual reality and augmented reality. So virtual reality is putting on a headset,
Right.
and it covers all of your vision, and you enter a virtual world.
Right.
Augmented reality is you are in your world, but then artificial things exist within it.
Okay.
So I can't show you because there's no Pokemon around here.
Well,
But I can show you a picture. Actually, I'll show you a picture. Okay. Here we go. Here's one right here. So there's
There's Pokemon.
a Pokemon right there.
It doesn't look like a good one.
It looks a little-
Here, there's a cuter one. Here we go.
Oh, that looks like a good.
So obviously that little creature doesn't really exist, but you can, when you're going to catch one, you can take a picture of it, and you turn on your camera. So it uses your camera, but then it sticks that creature wherever the creature virtually exists in your world. So that little guy is sitting there on Aubrey's arm because we had her pose that way. It wasn't literally sitting on her arm. Then you catch it, and then it's part of your
you
collection.
catch it by taking a picture.
No, you catch it with, they're called Pokeballs. They're these little. You asked.
I really want to learn how to do this.
We'd have to go find one. But so basically, within my little ping, a little Pokemon would appear on this map. Then you click on it, and then you are now engaged with that Pokemon. And then at the bottom of the screen is a ball that looks like this.
Right.
And you literally take your finger and you swipe and you flick it at, and so you have to gauge. If it's far away, you have to flick harder. If it's close, you flick softer.
Where
And
did
then
he
it,
go?
what?
Where did he go? He's gone.
Oh, I'm
Oh, does
circling around the.
Does he walk by himself?
Well, it's based on GPS.
Oh.
So it's constantly pinging my location.
Oh.
And every so often it might think I'm, 10 feet this way or 10 feet that way. So it may walk by itself. At home, there's like no Pokemon at my house because I live out at Lake Limerick. But I've had the app open there are, but rarely, there's never been at my house. But I've opened up the app just to see if there's any close by, and I've had my guy run from my house all the way down to the lake and back without ever moving myself, just having it sitting next to me on my recliner. But yeah, the GPS is trying to figure out your location. So sometimes it jumps you somewhere else. So yes, so then you take that Pokeball and you fling it at the creature. And if you hit it, then the creature gets sucked up in the ball. And then it wrestles and it tries to get out. And if it gets out, then you have to try to do it again. And if it doesn't, then it becomes a part of your collection.
And how does a Pokemon get there to begin with?
Yeah.
It's
Why aren't there any like Limerick? There's some here at the church.
it's based on population.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you go to so there's this website here that here we go. I think it's gonna drop me off at the. So this company has figured out how to find them without using your app, having your app open all the time. And so this, even though it's not loading right now, this company is based out of Santa Monica. So this is the Santa Monica Pier right here. And these are all the Pokemon in that area.
The, certain Pokemons have certain powers,
Yes.
but can you always defeat them?
It's all based on, so they have, so I'll show you mine. Mine aren't that.
Some of them are pretty.
So CP is their combat power. So I've got them organized by how strong they are.
So it's
Right
Pokemon
now.
versus Pokemon.
Yeah. And so they have different abilities. Like this guy is a normal Pokemon, but this one is a fire. And so, you know,
Fire.
certain things are stronger and weaker against other certain things. So there's normal, there's fire, there's water, there's grass, there's air, there's rock, poison. I mean, there's a whole bunch. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And so some are better than others, but the primary factor is how powerful they are.
Yeah.
And then what type they are may help swing close battles in your favor or out of your favor of whether or not they're good against each other.
Mm-hmm.
But the majority of the time, it's really just about walking around and finding, like this guy right here that I don't have.
I hate
You
to
better go get him.
break into this scientific discussion,
Yes.
but before we quit, I have a question.
Yes.
Something else that
Yeah.
doesn't.
Those are related.
You mean that's more important than Pokemon
Well,
Go?
How long will that
saying it's
Pokemon stay there for you?
If they're super rare, couple minutes. If they're common,
probably
not,
Oh,
but-
boy, I'm sorry.
it's okay. I'm quite often disappointed at this game because we live in a rural place. My brothers, I'm not happy with them in our
Well, they're in
Pokemon.
a populated area.
They are. They live in populated areas, so they get really good. My brother was sitting at his computer and one appeared right in front of his while he was playing a game, and it was extremely powerful.
That's annoying.
Daniel.
Okay. I think you need to do an individual ministry or workshop on Pokemon.
I think we should, yes.
Well, I have these flyers printed up, and I'm going to post them because the closest part outside of the church to get to the gym is the roundabout, and more closer to over there. I have flyers that I've printed, 11 by 17, and I'm going to post them on something and invite kids. Hopefully, it's just kids.
But I want to do it.
But if any, well, no, but I mean to come in and hang out in the church here in this room actually, so that they're not sitting out in the hot sun, and then we've got power outlets so they can plug their phones in. So, and water if they want to get water from Kathy's office. So we're gonna, yeah, I've got them all printed up. I just got to figure out a way to
A new
post them.
outreach program.
That's right.
Yes.
There you go.
FLC Pokemon.
Yeah,
That's right.
for sure.
This is an old one.
GPS.
GPS.
Yeah.
And it took me forever to get around to update it, which I did a while ago.
Uh huh.
And then it said I couldn't upload all of the maps. It was too much for this one.
Mm-hmm.
So just to upload, so I just said, okay, I'll upload Washington, I don't remember what it was, 3 or 4 states,
Okay.
Western United States.
Yep.
And it took forever to do it because of our connection.
Yep.
And then it sort of faltered. So, but since we've used this again, it's not as quick. And what else, dear? I don't remember.
Won't find an address.
Won't find the address.
Yeah, it's like, you have to have the actual address to put in there.
Oh, so it won't find, like, if you type in McDonald's or something.
Right.
Yeah. It could be that it didn't, part of not loading everything, it may not have loaded those kinds of things,
Okay.
like stops. You know, like if you type in AM, PM, or Denny's or something like that, it may not have that stuff loaded in.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of the,
Should I just erase everything off it and start all over?
that may be easiest, is for keeping that. One of the, you know, and it's not exclusive to GPS devices, but one of the frustrating things is it's actually cheaper to replace and upgrade than it is to like the maps on those things can get quite expensive. They've come down, but to update the maps for those can get quite pricey.
Yeah.
And you know, 60, 80, 90 bucks, and yet you can buy a brand new machine for 120.
Mhm.
Oh.
That is the newest
With
machine.
lifetime.
Yeah, with lifetime
maps
updates.
now.
Well, where they really stick it to.
Does that have a chip
It's on
in
a car.
Memory chip?
Mhm.
Your
I
chip?
don't remember.
GPS there, because you don't have an option if you want to update.
Yep,
You
Yep.
buy it from the dealer.
yep, and the auto does that. Yeah, I mean, lamps for our projectors are hundreds of dollars
Yeah, they are.
to buy a lamp, and yet, of course, ours are different. But for like a home projection system, sometimes it's cheaper to buy another machine than it is to replace the bulb on a projector.
Wow.
Because my dad, that happened to me. My dad got a new machine and he gave me the old one. It's like, oh, by the way, the bulb is burnt out. So I looked at bulb replacement. It was like $300 to buy a new bulb.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like
Wow.
$300 to buy a new machine.
Is one of those bulbs going out? Because I noticed it's kind of weird.
No, it is the connection.
Oh.
It's a bad, so, and we're just gonna leave it until whatever happens with refreshing the refreshing the worship space. So whatever happens with that, we're gonna save it for that.
When are we gonna know what's gonna happen with that?
So in August, we're meeting with the architect, and he'll get us more details on that. And I think we're getting 3 options.
So maybe September.
Yeah, and we're meeting special with him so that we don't have to wait until the next council meeting to see what his plans are, because when he can get them to us is actually after the August council meeting. So we're gonna meet again special with him so that we can move on this as quickly as possible. Yep. So, and right now, yeah, there's just, I haven't actually seen them because I was on vacation, but there are rough sketches of, I believe, the narthex. We're fresh. Yeah. So we got 8 more minutes.
Well, I was just kind of going down the list of my settings under general.
Like he says, yeah, nowadays, but I can't.
Can you get away from
Oh,
this?
this is good. Just get another one.
Hello?
And sometimes, when you look on
Yes, sir.
Amazon or something like that, and
I think
it's a newbie 50, okay.
Okay, very good.
We can find out what the latest one is.
Yeah, well, there's all different kinds of
Very
newbie
good.
50. Then you put, Google them and just see if maybe it'll tell me how much memory is on it. But I think it's thick, whereas the one I have has a chip you can put on memory
Yeah,
chip,
that's one of
so
the,
you can roll
yeah, I don't know if it-
couldn't see a door on it, so I don't think it has a chip.
No, I don't think it is. We've had it for quite a while. Haven't we, dear?
Yeah, we have.
Maybe 50, oh, 59.
Oh yeah, there's the restore option.
Oh,
If you want to try that. I
Yeah.
always save that as the last solution for things.
55.
hit restore, how's that do?
It'll restore it to its factory settings.
Oh,
But that doesn't, I mean, that helps, but at the same time,
yeah, but like you're
Then you-
saying. Yeah, I don't know, well, we paid for the upgrade,
yeah.
it didn't work, but.
And then that doesn't, yeah, then you're out all that, whatever you spent.
Yeah,
You know what CarPlay is on general? It says.
Yeah, CarPlay, your car has to have it built in.
What is it?
So I don't know about my cars don't, because my cars
See, it's supposed to
Old.
have
I always buy old
points of
cars.
interest.
not old, but
Yeah.
anyway. So when you buy a new car that has CarPlay in it, it's got the the touch screen monitor for you to control your air conditioning and all of that stuff. If it has CarPlay built into it, then your phone will detect that the first time that and then you can pair it up, and then it will pull up some of the I don't know what they all are, but it'll pull up some of the most basic features of your phone on the screen of your car. So to make a phone call, to play music, to check weather.
Yeah, the memory solid state.
So there's like 5 or 6
Oh,
options, I think.
So I'll just see if,
It says it or
pick it off
accept
card, see if it connects.
Yeah. I mean, you could always do a general, like
So,
when Beck and I
no,
rent
that's
cars,
the
I
card
always
is a little,
connect my phone via Bluetooth. And so I can play music and
temperature.
make phone calls that way. But CarPlay is
It says it
a
or
full
accept it.
integration with your car.
So I'm looking at accessibility, it's got voice over.
I can hear.
Yeah.
VoiceOver is
It
the Hey
says it or
Siri.
accept an
Or the
SD
Hey
card.
Siri.
So we'll have to figure
So
out
talking to it. So you can talk to your car.
how to
You don't
use
have to
it.
have your phone out in front of you. You just talk to the car.
Screws
And the
it
car has a
together.
microphone somewhere. Is that under CarPlay?
No, it's under accessibility.
Oh, accessibility. Sorry, no. VoiceOver.
It says Zoom.
What you might
Yeah,
do is
accessibility
find
is
out how
for
you
people.
insert
So
SD
Zoom would
card
be
in
to
the
be able to
Okay.
make
and
the
then
print bigger. It's for
Yeah,
people
just
who have different kinds of
How to
disabilities.
memory card.
VoiceOver. I think VoiceOver. Your phone talks to you, not via Siri specifically. But if you've got a vision deficit,
I've hit restore
deficiency,
and it asks me
then it
more
will
questions,
like it'll read your
answer it,
emails to you. Siri can do that too, but this is
and it
much
goes back to-
more basic and more in depth.
See, it takes.
So, yeah, accessibility features are More designed for people who have.
4 gig.
So any of these, I can just turn them on, see what they do, and if I don't like it, just turn them off.
Take it back off. Yep. Yep. Just like one of the things I saw online was, a lot of people are getting frustrated with autocorrect for their devices. And you can turn that off in settings also. I met with Larry before class for a little one-on-one session to get him prepped for a trip. And he told me about, he did the OK Google where he talked to his phone to send a text message to his family. And he said, luckily I checked it before I sent it because what I said and what it wrote went from something innocent to something rude. So, so you have to do. In fact, my brother texted me this morning and was he tried to type quarantine, and 3 times he kept saying dang it because it kept correcting it to guarantee.
Oh,
And I've had it do, and sometimes it is frustrating. I've had it recently. I've actually spelled an actual word and it has auto-corrected it to something else. Like, why would you autocorrect a word to a different word?
Yeah.
It is a real word. It's not slang. It's not an abbreviation or anything like that.
I've hit restore on this and it asks me GPS simulator units, keyboard layout, safe mode, I answered them all. I hit restore again, and it goes back to the same question. Restore the settings to the default values. I hit yes, and it goes to this.
Maybe it did restore it then.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yep, so it did restore.
Oh, okay, great,
Maybe it's that.
okay, thank you.
So I don't know if that restores it to its original. I don't know if maybe it just there's two ways that devices can restore itself, and I wish it would have told you more about what it's doing. But sometimes a restore is simply resetting all the settings back to what they came as, and sometimes a restore is completely wiping. the
You know
system.
what the kids do is they're not afraid to go in and play with all this stuff.
No,
Like some of these apps, I don't think I need them, but what if I disconnect them and then I mess my whole phone up?
Yeah, there's something, there's some
go